This episode brought to you by Max Headroom. Even in the future, people think it's a little computer glitch, but actually he's having horrible, raging seizures.
Hey everybody, we're watching Back to the Future 2, and you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I am Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
Todd is at sea right now. You can see the sea behind him. It's a saucy wench, it is. Sea treating you okay?
Anybody want a free foot job? No, not tonight. Go to the captain's room. Dirty wench.
Good lord. It was a saucy wench.
Oh, this is the sea, Billy.
Ew, but then when I think, if that's the wench, what's the sauce?
Exactly. Oh my god, the cook the other day made I've never had it before. He called it cheeseburger pizza, but to be honest with you, it tasted like a Big Mac.
Yeah.
And it was pizza. It was so fucking good. I was like, holy shit. It was like pickles. Yes. Pickles on pizza.
I'm not having that. I had a margarita pizza, salt on the rim. No.
Ooh, salty rim.
That's
how he likes his rims.
That's the bar I go to. All the fellas there are so nice to me.
Salty rim. It's like a gay martini bar.
Yeah, everybody's really classy, but relentlessly sexual.
Exactly.
I love it.
Like an episode of Frasier. Just like, wow, the sexual innuendos.
That tickled me more than it should have. All right, we got to start this movie because we got stuff to do tonight.
Fuck it, right? We do. We're almost like we're running here.
I know, right?
Like caught right up to us. The fucking train. We're like, oh shit!
I know, right? Okay. All right, guys. There's only one way to celebrate 2015 in style, and that is to press play.
Now
we did it.
I might have been off. I don't know.
No, it's fine.
Did you say 2015?
That's when this takes place. Well, the future.
Oh, it does?
The future part of this.
You just did not know what year it was.
It is irrelevant right now, isn't it?
Yes, it's pretty. Yep, you got that right. Look at that old Universal symbol.
I know. I always love a good old Universal symbol.
Do they have a Back to the? Yeah, they do have a Back to the Future. I wonder is Back to the Future still at Universal?
No, it got replaced by the Simpsons ride.
Oh, they should do another one, man. Come on.
I know,
October 26, 1985. This is 3 days away or whatever from when Michael Myers killed everybody in the neighborhood.
That's true.
So close to my birthday.
This also took place in Haddonfield.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there she is. She looks different in this one.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Shue obviously was the replacement in this one. I can't remember the circumstances beyond. I think she asked for more money, and they're like, a girl wanting more money? Out of here. Elizabeth Shue knows where she stands.
The extra money that they don't pay the actresses goes to Michael J. Fox's stilts.
Yeah. Now, here's the oh, no doubt. Now, here's the thing, too. Do you think that there's a chance that... I am hearing that too loud. Do you think that there's a chance that the only reason that they're doing this reshoot thing is to just basically ghost people into or not ghost, gaslight people into thinking that she was always the girlfriend?
Oh, are they going to do that?
No, that's what I'm saying, because they just reshot, this is the end of the first movie, but without...
Oh, that's right, yes.
So it's like, oh, we're going back to the other one, and then you're like, oh, she looks different. Well, this is her. This must be her. This is the scene from the last...
It was always her.
Yeah.
I can't tell white women apart anyway, so who the fuck cares?
Mm-hmm. This is what happens though. So she left. I feel like she's just playing the same character she did in Karate Kid. She's like, I left Daniel LaRusso for you because he kept trying to start fights.
His silver painted over Bret the Hitman Hart glasses.
I had a pair of those glasses. It's just like it's a like rubber surgical tube punched into tinfoil.
Where's the dog?
Oh, he died.
Oh,
they euthanized him just to be sure that he wasn't part of the Iranian group from the first movie.
He'd been gone back through time so many times that he joined the Iranian terrorists.
Yeah, I like that.
Were they Iranian or what?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, or no, they were Libyan. They were Libyan.
Libyan.
Yeah, I apologize to the Iranian people. I love.
Oh my god! Like John Cena had to apologize because he accidentally called Taiwan a country. Like, is it really something you have to apologize for? Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like as I think the most would be a my bad. Like, oh yeah, that's on me. Whoops, whoopsie doodles.
This big long. I'm so sorry to the country of China for even insinuating that Thailand would be somewhere even associated with you.
China.
Oh, we're flying through the sky.
I know. So
I can fly twice as high.
I couldn't get over that reaction though. Biff's reaction, a flying DeLorean. Like again, I hate a reaction in a movie that's too blasé about like what it is. It's just like a flight. Like you should be like, what the hell? That's flying. Why is it flying? like most of these movies that we've watched have something in it that should have ruined your life when you saw it. Like it's just like you'll never be the same. You're like twitching and you're like flying DeLorean, and everybody's like, whatever, Biff, clean the car. You've been around too many DeLoreans, it seems.
Well, now he's like, he's old. He doesn't even care. He's like, oh, the cars. We need to push the car to get. Now they're flying around. Oh, great. And he goes back in and sits down, has another fucking beer.
Of course he does. So was that?
No.
No, okay, forget it. So Robert Zemeckis, obviously directing this one again. Bob Gale wrote the screenplay on his own for this one. But Robert Zemeckis recently worked on The Witches with Anne Hathaway and Octavia Spencer, Stanley Tucci and the such. And he's got The King coming out, which is a movie starring The Rock about King Kamehameha.
Oh, no way, from Robert Zemeckis?
Yeah, and it's in IMDb as a announced or an upcoming project or whatever that he Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2.
No way.
Yeah.
Starring The Rock as Roger Rabbit.
Yes. Please. That sounded more like Max Headroom.
Exactly. That poor Max Headroom.
Right?
Nobody helped him.
I know.
They're like, oh, you're hilarious. He's glitching. He's like, I'm having a seizure. See.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox, you should be sensitive to this.
I totally forgot you're going to hell. You're going straight to hell. That was beautiful. That was like...
Lordy. Speaking of Mr.
He's trying to make out with her. Oh my god, he just tased her. He's like, let's both have at her, Marty. He's like, Doc, no way, man. He's like, what the fuck, dude?
In the future, you can't get pregnant.
He's like, yeah, he just asked, like, well, why'd you bring her for? Yeah, and that's what he says.
I know, right?
He's gonna dump her in an alley so some space creeper can friggin' feel her up.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm glad to see that like traffic and everything kind of works similar to like when you're on the ground, like there's a turn off and
yeah, well, that always, to me, I think that's the one hump that's stopping us from getting flying vehicles is how that's going to be managed.
Yeah, like how the hell, like in like the Fifth Element or like Star Wars, where there's lane upon lane upon lane upon lane. I'm like, Jesus, hell.
Yeah. Imagine being an air traffic controller then.
Yeah, there must be like a place, where you would go up and then maybe it would be like level 1, level 2, level 3, you know what I mean? And you go up to that, and then it would be almost like sailing, only like in 3 dimensions. It could be totally fucked.
Yeah, I frankly don't want to relearn the rules.
Oh, well, fuck. We'll be dead by then, buddy, unless somebody shows up in a goddamn time machine.
Yeah. I might be dead before the next sunrise. What?
You might be dead before this movie ends.
Maybe. So talking about Michael J. Fox, he's still got some projects coming out right now. He's doing an animated short film called Back Home Again, which it actually recreates the Fort McMurray fires in Alberta. But it features a ton of people. It's got Bill Burr, Catherine O'Hara, Martin Short, Eugene Levy, Norm Macdonald, Howie Mandel, Harlan Williams, Tom Green, Marlon Wayans, Mina Suvari, Scott Thompson, Kim Basinger, Jeremy Renner, and Ed Asner are all in this thing.
Holy fuck! What is this?
It's called Back Home Again, and it's all about the Alberta's Fort McMurray forest fire.
Oh my god! And this is what is this, a comedy? Like
no, it's this animated thing. I really don't know.
Oh, it's
much
animated.
More about it. Yeah, they're all voice actors. And then Christopher Lloyd's doing a funny thing right now. So he's in the old person version of Mean Girls called Queen Bees. It stars Ellen Burstyn, Anne Margaret, Jane Curtin, James Caan. Then he's in another old person movie called Senior Moment with William Shatner. And then
when is this coming out soon?
These are ones I think Senior Moment is out right now. I think Queen Bees has not come out. And then Tender Bar with Ben Affleck, which is coming shortly thereafter. I don't know when.
Christopher Lloyd,
yeah. Working his ass off.
He's back, baby.
He was never gone. He appeared in some... I
saw him at that Comic-Con. He looked thrilled to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, who met him? Oh, I did. I got his autograph.
Who met him?
Well, no, because...
Oh, yeah, me.
I was just... Well, because I remember seeing him up close and, experiencing an interaction, but for some reason I thought it was somebody else who got his autograph, but it's only because it's literally blocked by my computer right now. If I do this, I remember everything.
Oh, well.
That's
because you live under the power lines.
Yeah. I'm a different version of Memento, and instead of tattooing my body, it's all Comic-Con autographs. It's like, oh yeah, I did meet Chewbacca. Everything's gonna be great.
I like when they got out of the car, Doc's like, don't worry about my appearance. I had no idea something was wrong. And then he peels his face half off. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't even notice because you now with it off, you look the same.
Yeah. What was interesting is Michael J. Fox didn't know that there was going to be a sequel to this movie until he was literally watching the VHS copy of this movie and it said to be continued.
No way.
So that was so he had to call somebody up and he's like, is it still going? USA Today, actually, this newspaper, they recreated on this day in 2015, they recreated that cover and released it. I would have loved to have gotten a copy. So it was a regular newspaper inside, but the cover was that. That's genius.
That's super cool. It had Marty McFly on it and everything.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Somebody there must have been pretty cheeky to be like, let's do this. And they're like, fucking A.
Mm-hmm. I love the uselessness of Doc Brown's clear tie.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice it. It's so fashionable.
I know, right? It's when you want to be fancy, but also not.
I love their idea. No, it's for when you're naked. You can actually be like, no, I'm wearing a tie.
Oh, fair.
I love their idea. So this is 2015. Mm-hmm. And when did the movie come out? 80 something? 85, yeah. It said.
Well, the first movie came out in 85. I think this was 87.
Okay, and then but it was in 1985.
Yeah.
That's amazing what they think. The few look at the fucking flying cars. Nothing has changed.
Oh, absolutely.
We just have Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
that's it.
Things are a little more rounder.
Yeah,
it's funny because The Simpsons was always able to really accurately tell the future in their future episodes. But look at what's that Vanilla Ice robot walking past? Is that person fishing?
And it's always the same, right? He's in the courtyard.
Yeah.
There's the clock tower that says it remained unchanged, even though we're got flying cars and shit.
Well, some things are considered historical monuments, right? So I kind of I buy into that. But
it's still burned.
Yeah. Well, I get the idea too. You have to have a some frame of reference to really understand how everything's changed. It's we've been here before. Now look what it looks like. It'd be really cool.
Now.
Wouldn't it be really, really cool? I picture the the original Back to the Future ride. Imagine you were in this town square, and then you got onto the ride, and then you got off the ride, and you thought you were going out the main entrance again, but you actually were going out a different entrance, and it was the future version. So like you feel like you traveled into the future, even though you're just on the other side of the building, type thing.
Oh my god, is that the guy from Mannequin 2 on the Move?
No. Meshack Taylor.
No, Meshack Taylor. That's so wicked.
Come on, he's from Designing Women. Of course I know him.
Yeah, yes, he was. Yeah, that's right. Meshack Taylor. Way to remember that, man. What the fuck? For only 40. Was that grand or no? It was 40 grand.
Yeah, which is actually
that car only costs 40 grand.
That seems on point. I love the things that are
now in 2020 a truck will cost you like $75,000.
Could do. Depends. I love the outfit. I really would like that coat though. I dig the hat. I dig the hat too. I love this building. What this place reminds me of very much actually is a lot of like other countries. They have like American themed restaurants or Canadian themed restaurants, and they're so horribly stereotypical. I would love to go to an 80s themed restaurant like this. Oh my
god, me too.
It'd be so much fun. That is the
I wonder
creepiest. That looks like if Ron Perlman was Ronald Reagan.
In like a bad in early 90s video game or something. Oh my god, like he's just broken over top of him.
Yeah.
The hostage special. It's good too because they'll just make fun of like because years have gone by now, so they'll have like the hilarious Holocaust restaurant or something, we're like oh fuck, look. Those
Pepsis, they in 2015 they actually sold a very limited amount of the Pepsi in the bottle that he just had, that he's holding right there. I tried so hard to get my hands on one. I couldn't get one though. But a buddy of mine got one.
I remember that, I think, when that came out.
Yeah. There was like
that was true. And I think didn't they recently come out with the shoes?
It was around the same time as well.
Limited edition.
They did that. They did that in 2015 as well. Like basically all this stuff. Buddy of mine has like literally this entire outfit with the Pepsi Perfect.
Here they come. I want to know if anybody in this movie is smoking. Like, is there no smoking in 2015?
Well, I don't see anybody smoking indoors, so at least we're on point for that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep my eye out for out in the back and in the background, and maybe it's one of these movies where there's no smoking.
So to commemorate the 30th anniversary, which again was 2015, they made a short. They released the Blu-ray box set, and it included a short called "Back to the Future: Doc Brown Saves the World." So Christopher Lloyd was in it, and it was about he tapes a video message about he went to the 2040s and he rebuilt the DeLorean and all that stuff, and he found out everybody became like massively overweight and stuff like that, so he was trying to save people from like dying of like obesity. Oh, let's look at baby Frodo. Look at little Elijah Wood.
Oh wait, it is. Yeah, wait a second.
He's so, you gotta get. Look at him, he's just a baby. I just want to hold him.
Oh, there he is. He looks exactly the same now.
I know. Imagine being that much shorter than Michael J. Fox.
Well, he is just a young child.
Like my son would be holding him like a baby in this scene.
Oh yeah, this is a Pepsi movie, all right. That's where you picked this one.
Always. Only Pepsi movies from now on. I love everybody's acting in this. You'll notice one of his cronies, that's Jason Scott Lee, who played Bruce Lee in Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, well as Mowgli in the Jungle Book. And he was in Mulan. He's in all sorts of stuff. He's Jason Scott.
Yeah, he's in tons of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot he was in this.
It's so funny because the guy with the tattoos on his face looks like David Spade a little bit to me. Just in the face, not...
Pretty boy there on the left?
Yeah, well, if you get a look at his face, it looks like his... See, he's got a little David Spade in his face.
This chick's Luna Vachon.
Yeah. I think every chick in this version of 2015 is Luna Vachon.
Yeah.
I like that this is how they decided teenagers were to act in 2015. Like, they're not even, like, they're not remotely... Uh, they're not remotely similar to the way they were in ¡85. It's like, everybody's Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah. What a future.
Yeah.
No, they're just the punks. Because the punks have grown bolder in the future.
I guess.
Decent citizens are still,
Mm-hmm.
there's good kids out there, man. Like Marty McFly's kid. He's just, he's just wrong place, wrong time, man.
Yeah. I wonder if this was kind of like an ego thing for Michael J. Fox. Like he really has to play up like a tough guy, even though he's like 5'3" and he's like Biff is like 10 feet taller than him. He's like,
no, it's just when you call him a chicken.
Well, that too. I love that baseball.
Synthesized clucking.
I know. So
it was
Tom,
good in the scene too. Oh, sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was cool in the scene in the subtitles when the old Biff and young Biff, it was saying like oldest Biff, and then it was saying I think like middle Biff.
Yeah.
Like in the anyways, it was just a thing I know.
I always feel like, did he just grow like Bane? Did he just like
Well, no, he totally did, because he's got McFly's got the Nike like automatic tie-ups, so Bane's got the Nike bullies.
Yeah.
And they actually make you much more larger and imposing.
Mm-hmm. I love this. And it's really interesting because this is the kind of the same thing that they did in Star Wars. Because you know how like the Star Wars movies, they have like this kind of like rhyme to the trilogies and stuff like that. And that was something that started, like George Lucas did it on purpose when he did the prequels, and then everybody lost their mind when it also happened in the sequels. But they did it in this movie too, like the chases and stuff like that are all right out of the first movie, just changed up to be futuristic.
Everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they do it again
and
in
the third one. It's just cowboy times.
The third one, I enjoy the third one. Like it's not my favorite by any means of the three, but I always enjoy it when I watch it. It's the one I watched the least, but then I watch it, I'm like, yeah, this one's not bad.
That's a lot of people I know's favorite one.
Yeah, I can see that.
A lot of people, in the first like 10 minutes of this movie, there's been so much product placement. Look right there. There was like a Mattel. Those are all like Mattel boards. Yeah. And then he's wearing Nikes. There was like Pepsis everywhere. I'm like, holy Christ. The probably movie only cost like $10 to make with all this fucking product placement.
You're probably not wrong. Tom Wilson playing Biff and Griff and everybody else. He's been recently in Troll Hunters, Legends of Tomorrow. He's in a lot of episodes of SpongeBob, and he was in the first episode of the spin-off of SpongeBob, The Patrick Star Show. So he's doing a lot of voiceover work. Yeah.
I think that he does such a good job as Biff, like so good.
Oh yeah.
That it's like it's hard to see him as, which is awful. It's like hard to see him as anything else, because every time we see him, I'm like, oh my god, there's Biff.
Yeah. See, he's older now though. Like he's one of those guys where it's like I would only vaguely recognize him. Like I'd know I knew him, and then I would be like, oh yeah, shit, Tom Wilson. But
like you sat next to him at a restaurant, like, man, I know you from somewhere. And then in the night you wake up screaming, it's Biff.
Yeah. Somebody had a thing they put on, it was on TikTok. They were sitting in a restaurant with the wife sitting there with her husband. And then all of a sudden, like, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came in, and they were like in the table next to them. And they were just like,
Like they just came in.
Yeah, they just came in. They had like a group of people there, and they obviously had Secret Service and stuff, but there was no like.
Oh, I thought it was just the two of them making out at a table.
Oh my god, would that not be the best scandal ever? The president and the vice president having an affair?
Yeah, but it's totally interracial, so everybody's like, we're kind of pissed that like you did this, but like you're so interracial and new school that we're like, I'm so torn.
People can't see this right now, but I can see that you're wearing a hat, and I'm so fucking thrown off right now. The only time I've ever seen you wear a hat is your toque in the winter.
Yes. Well, I shave my head and it's very hot.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd put it on, man, just for something different, you know?
You're sexy as shit. That's all I'm saying. Well, I do want a self-drying coat.
Oh, man. Look at that.
But
I'll bet you in the future, then they have self-drying sheets for when you make pee-pee in the bed.
Oh, thank God.
So your parents don't have to wake up in the morning and beat the living shit out of you because they got to
Yeah.
fucking put on a new thing and flip the mattress again.
Your room just smells like dry crystallized piss.
Yes.
Delish.
Yeah, you're in the old pee-pee caves of South Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, they sweeped. They done sweeped.
Yeah, so the
Hey, there's Roger Rabbit.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You threw me off. You said Roger Rabbit. I'm like, where? But it was the actor.
There he is.
I'm so sorry. Put some money on the comments. So basically, every single actor in the movie, well, not every single, but almost all the actors in the movie, they had to commit to sequels even after or before, like they even greenlit a sequel or wrote a sequel. So they were just like they were signed for multiple movies no matter what. But the one person who's missing from this is Crispin Glover because they found out he got offered he got offered half of what Leah Thompson and Tom Wilson were getting. So he demanded more money, and he ended up demanding like more money than they were getting, and it became a whole thing. So then he so he gets removed from the movie, and he gets replaced. You only see him in a couple of shots. Well, you don't even see him. You just see somebody who's supposed to be him in a couple of shots, but you see him in that flashback scene very briefly, and then he went bananas over that because they're like, you used my image in this movie. And
oh, yes. I remember that, that whole, yeah.
so it created a very contentious situation between them, which is, I think, why Michael J. Fox ended up playing the husband in part 3 instead of him. It was just easier than trying to find another body double if they needed somebody who was going to have lines, right?
Right. I'm sure Crispin Glover's only in the movie for like 10 seconds anyways. It's like, just to get paid, man.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you're not like a big star, so what the hell are you doing? Like,
yeah, no, I know. But he
unless
was,
it was like insultingly low.
Yeah, well, I kind of get like he was going to be, well, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know where he would be involved in this one, really. Like, did an original version of the script have him not get killed? Like, because I feel like there's no version of the script where I don't feel like there's no version of the script where the mom wasn't with Biff.
I know that, but yeah, that's what I think too. So he was probably only in a few scenes.
Yeah.
They're like, we only want you for a few scenes. He's like, well, what are you going to pay for? They're like, well, we do have a craft services table.
Yeah. And to be complaining about getting less than Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson's playing like several characters in this movie. He plays young Biff, he plays old Biff, and he plays Griff. Like he plays he plays like an Eddie Murphy amount of people in this movie.
Oh, Doc, come on, eh? Just because you can hop back and forth through time and do whatever you want doesn't mean Marty can't have a little fucking financial fucking gain.
It's a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing.
Yeah, come on now, right?
So I just going through my research, it just all snapped back why Claudia Wells didn't reprise a role in this. So I apologize to her for saying that she did, like she got like offered too little money or whatever. She actually had stopped acting because her mother had cancer.
Oh,
so now I'm the asshole. She
look at these two sexy lady cops.
I know they are like dressed overly sexy. Like that's like caged. That's like caged heat. Like officer uniforms.
Those are like the security guards guarding the other women in caged heat.
Yeah. And all I can think of is what are they going to do with that poor unconscious woman? Probably the same thing that Doc was looking to do.
Exactly.
So yeah, Claudia Wells, she didn't actually return to acting until 2008 from this movie. So that's a gigantic gap between movies.
Uh-oh. They're discussing the fact that maybe if you see yourself, it will create a time paradox.
Okay, let's talk for a minute about time travel movies and how people get so down on the science of time travel. Like
oh my god, look at that.
Yeah, I know. Like every single time that there's a time travel movie, somebody's like, no, that's not how time would actually work, because you'd actually create a parallel thing, or even if you went back, you would just automatically like you would destroy your own life and you would like disintegrate. And everybody's always got these different things. I'm like, first off, nobody knows time travel science because it's not a thing. Second,
Exactly.
it's just a movie. Allow what rules they have given you to be the rules. It's like, these are the rules in this version, how you can affect your future and stuff like that. Endgame had a different set of rules where it creates like split timelines and all that sort of thing. And it's just let it be what it is, because it's science fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't. Yeah. And like, that would happen. This is so dumb. Like, what about this? Like, I always love the scene in Looper.
Yeah.
Remember Looper with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, and they're sitting at the table in the diner, and he's like, this is the way it works. Oh, here they are. Look at their glowing laser dildos. I mean, nightsticks.
It could be both.
Oh, man, these cops can take me home any day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I get a little rough, too, just so they have to freak. Because, like, they're bringing me in drunk, too. Like, yeah, you know, do something, so they have to pin me down.
Those look like they're just straight up lightsabers.
Maybe they are.
The future. Whoa! That should have been the end of the movie.
You know what's rocking her more than anything is that it's two lady cops.
Uh-huh.
Not that they showed up in a flying car and everything. She's like, two lady cops? This must be the future.
Women in a position of authority. This isn't reality. This
Fucking A.
This is where I had like a huge. Now, I've known for a while, but it took me a long time to figure out. I've never noticed those photos before, that he's wearing like a tuxedo like t-shirt kind of thing. Ugh.
Got married in the chapel. Oh, love.
Hey, I would like to get married in the chapel. Oh, love. I got married in front of. Well, I remarried in front of the
king,
Las
baby.
Vegas sign.
The king was there, baby. TCB taking your business.
This, I was so embarrassed to not know that was Michael J. Fox. Like, it wasn't.
Like,
it wasn't
you
up until
paused it and had a wank once, and you were like, "Oh, geez."
No, I didn't do that till after I found out. But no, but I just like, it's so embarrassing that I just didn't know. You know, it like he looks like Sarah Paulson there.
Oh, this is super cool. This was one thing that I was like, this will be amazing in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There's Einstein.
Yeah, he's just chilling out.
We just left him in the future. There's like a dog bar he likes to hang out at.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where they play poker and just get wild. You know, they're dogs. It's for them.
Yeah. That's when you find out dogs are actually in charge. You see Mayor Goldie Wilson Jr. like goes up to a dog and asks him permission to do some stuff.
That was in one of those Love, Death, and Robots.
Okay.
It was like way in the future, and it was like a robot. It was like 3 robots on vacation, and they come to Earth, and they're like, "Oh, look at this! This is like a basketball. This is how you use this, I guess, right?" And they're on the vacation. They're taking notes, and then they run into a cat, and they're like, "Oh, look at this cute cat!" And the cat is following them around for like the longest time. They're like, "Man, this cat's really annoying me." And then the cat jumps up on the railing and says to them, like, "This is our world now." And then all these cats like start surrounding them, and then like that's the end, right? They're like, "Oh shit!" Like,
sounds vaguely like a what was it? What was the name of it? Black Mirror.
Black Mirror.
That's
like, who the fuck wants that? That sounds like somebody who's really depressed and like put a blanket over the mirror. They like markered the whole mirror Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's the one. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I did see the one episode just because my buddy made me watch it, where it was like it was like the princess or something of England got kidnapped, and the only way to like let him to like free her was like the prime minister had to like have sex with a pig on camera on every channel.
What? Like, oh, right.
And then
what is that show? All different episodes, or what is that show?
It's an anthology kind of thing.
But
so
what's
he actually
the connecting thing though?
It's technology is the connecting thing. It's all like what like the future of technology would do.
to people and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and so basically, so the prime minister, he like, there's the scene where like literally like he's given a Viagra before he goes in the room, and it's just this big empty room, and there's like an animal handler, and then the pig just in the middle of the room, and then you watch like he just gives it to the pig, and it shows people like reacting to it in bars, and like his wife watching it on TV and all this stuff, and then. And then when he gets out, like, there's no communicating with him while he's in this room, and until he's finished and he leaves. And then when he leaves, he finds out that when he entered the room, the girl was already freed, so he never had to do it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So, and then it was just
how did he even get it out? Was there a fluffer, or was he just like in the zone? He's like, I'm in the zone, let's do this.
That's what I said. Right before he walked in, they gave him a Viagra.
Ah.
I was the weird side of me was just very much, I'm glad they covered this, because I would have had questions.
Yeah, like
thanks for taking care of this plot point for me, people of Black Mirror.
That was a real real friggin' oh, there he is. Who did the make? I know my favorite musician of movies, Alan Silvestri, did the music.
He sure did. I would like to have a compilation of his stuff. Like I had a long time ago, I had a John Williams one. I would love to also have one with Alan Silvestri's stuff. I love it so much.
I remember you had that, and it had like Duel of the Fates on it, and
it had Star Wars stuff.
Jones,
it had Jaws. It had Superman.
Yeah, Jaws, and all the themes he did. All the good. Oh, here we go.
The
this
theme
is fucking
from
so
Shaft.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
The theme from Shaft?
No, I was just a joke.
Oh, I was like, whoa.
That was Isaac Hayes all day, every day.
Black & Decker Hydrator.
So shouldn't it be like a wet pizza?
Look at this. It adds hydration, bud.
Yeah. The one thing I do appreciate. Do you know why that looks fake though? Because there's not a rogue pepperoni on the other side.
Yeah, and also it's all like already cut into slices when it exits the.
Yeah.
Maybe the oven also.
It could.
Oh, he's in VR land. He's in Ready Player One right now.
See, I like this kind of stuff because like when they really make no mention of like the fact that there's multiple Michael J. Foxes in the one scene and like how it's like overlapping each other. Like I feel like the Nutty Professor, they made such a big deal out of like everybody's Eddie Murphy. So you're really thinking about how Eddie Murphy, like how they did the scene and stuff. I don't think about that in this. When I'm watching it, I'm not, Flea.
Hey, there he is.
With Flea and his
like,
Michael Strahan
for some reason, right? Like
there was just a period of time where he was just all of a sudden acting. Remember what was it? The Chase with
yes.
It was like him and Henry Rollins, or like the bounty.
What a movie! We should do that movie. What a fucking movie!
Yeah, we could do that movie. That'd be fun.
The Chase.
We haven't
the age. He's 47 here, and he looks like nothing like that now that he's actually 47.
Yeah, I know. See, that's California living. He's somebody who you'd think would be on a ton of drugs, but I don't think has ever touched a thing.
Oh, Flea?
Flea?
Oh, no, they've done a lot of drugs.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, then he did the right drugs.
Yeah, but you're right, though. They didn't really make a big deal out of, it being tons of Michael J. Foxes.
Yeah.
You just watch the movie like, oh, they're all Michael J. Fox. That's so cool, right? Like,
but like even that scene, like where it's like he's pouring the water into his jug and doing this, and
it looked really good still.
Yeah, it did. Like it held up.
Like the special effects of the cars and stuff look a little dated, but the scenes with them are like, even when you watch like Double Impacts, it's like, oh my god, like one side's really dark and one side's like, but they did. Zemeckis is always into.
Oh yeah,
the technology stuff. Yeah, the innovative like technology stuff. Like he loves fucking around with all that shit.
And it's true. Like it's everything he's ever done is like me thinking as like far as I can think about it and stuff. Anyways, he's always done stuff that holds up to this day. Like when you watch Roger Rabbit, I'm like that. Like no notes. I can't improve on that in 2021. It was like,
oh my god!
As far as the technology. see, oh, I thought you were sleeping. Oh,
I'll come back later.
but yeah, like
You have a
even
dog with
I
him.
think like when I think about even Castaway, right? Like it was like there's tons of CG and stuff in that nobody thinks about because he just looks like he's out on the ocean or he's doing whatever, and it's just nice
I like
and
that
clean
movie. I
because
forgot that
nobody's talking about it.
Zemeckis did that one.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
The ending's so disappointingly like on point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he comes back and like you would be like, oh my God. I was like, fuck man, it's only been like 3 years and she's already married and has like a kid. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I know.
but I guess life, how many years do you wait? Oh, time paradox right here.
Yeah. Well, and then Time Cop's version of the future, if they touched each other, they would have both died.
Yeah.
Because there was which
Oh my God,
is funny.
like...
I was gonna say their argument of that, they were like, because an atom can't like be in this, like it can't occupy the same space. But here's the thing, they're not occupying the same space. Like even if they're touching each other, they're just atoms touching each other, not occupying the same space. But he did the splits on the counter, so who cares? Again,
this comes up with the age-old question: if you run into your exact clone or your future self and you have sex with them, is it masturbation or is it gay sex?
Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that I make the discovery that I'm trans by then, and then it's I don't know. I'm good either way. I'll at least give it a tickle.
Either way.
I feel like I'd
fuck this shit out of me. Oh, donkey punch, everything. Fuck yeah.
I'm of the opinion that I would forego it because under any circumstances, just because I'm like, there's too much to see, too much to do. I don't have time to stop. I was like, maybe I'll maybe I'll get out a tug in my flying car, but I got things to do.
They could have really expanded on it because obviously Rick and Morty is totally based on this.
Yeah.
And they really could have done more with the formula than just continuously repeat the same script.
Yeah. Of course.
Like they could have gone anywhere. Crazy shit could have happened. They could have went back to dinosaur times. They should come out with a Back to the Future, the show.
They did. There was an animated show.
Not animated. Real deal, buddy. Who are we getting? And no Tom Holland as McFly. Fuck that.
Well, I was kind of on board with the idea. There was that somebody was like flirting with the idea that there would be a movie where Marty McFly was now the Doc of the group, and that he would be taking on another young protege. I think that's where they started talking Tom Holland's name, where he.
Oh my God, they really were.
When
you need a young anybody, it's always fucking Tom Holland. I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, it's because he's so youthful. But but yeah, just the whole thing was, I guess that started happening, and somebody went to I think Bob Gale, and they mentioned it to him, and he's like, we're never doing another. He's like, just get it out of your system. We're never doing another Back to the Future. We're never going to consider it. We own it, and nobody else can even try to do it without us. So it's just not going to happen. It's like, maybe after we're dead.
I'm worried about James Bond.
Yeah.
Because MGM was purchased by Amazon for like $8.28 billion, which really tells you. So Amazon bought James Bond and all of MGM's library for half more than what it cost Disney for Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
But I'm worried because now, like, even the director of the last, not the newest one, but he wrote the last two, he was like, and I was worried too. And before he even said it, he was like, Amazon is a company that has like trillions of dollars.
Yeah. And
they're worried about numbers and selling you things. And he said, I'm really worried about James Bond as a franchise now because it's in their hands.
Well, see, what's interesting, though, is it's in their hands, but it's also very much not in their hands. Most of the control of like the way that MGM owned Bond is very like tenuous. Barbara Broccoli and the other person whose name I can't remember, they still own like almost all the control. You can't make a Bond movie without their say so. They are the sole pick of who plays Bond. They approve
and whatever, right?
Yeah, they approve the script and they approve any spin-off kind of things. They can't make a Bond TV, like Amazon can't make a Bond TV show. They can't make a movie. They can't cast a Bond without their say so. So, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing, like when people were worried about the Marvel Disney thing or the Star Wars Disney thing. They forget or they don't seem to see that it's just something that Disney owns, but it's not something that Disney is running. Like Lucasfilm is still run by
different though. Disney's in the business of making television shows and movies. Amazon is not.
Yes, you're 100% right. I take your point there for sure. But yeah, it's
like totally.
But yeah, it's that thing of and MGM's a whole nother, like, if they do the right thing, and I think that any big company who wants to do something like this, like if Apple wanted to get in this game or whatever, they should be doing the same thing that they kind of did with Marvel. You guys run your thing. We are just kind of the thing that pays for your thing.
Right.
And then we get money back from our investment in you.
Is he back in 1985 now?
This is the new version of 1985.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. He literally just answered my question.
That's a good thing about these movies.
Fuck, there he is.
He's back. James Tolkien.
He literally just came back through the portal from Masters of the Universe.
He legit.
Like, exactly. Like, he's got the shotgun, the bullets, like...
Yeah.
It's like, I just got back from some crazy planet fighting skeletons and everything. What are you doing here, slacker?
Now, if you excuse me, I have to assign Maverick and Goose to Top Gun.
Yeah, he's been through time way too many times. He's all fucked up.
He's one of those guys who's always the exact same character in every single movie, and nobody cares.
You could tell the guy to jump down, right? Like, hey, slacker, jump. Like,
no, he's not interested. This is just Detroit.
Oh my god. There goes Digital Underground taking shots at the house. Eat lead, slacker. Oh my god, you know what? This reminds me.
What's that?
I saw in the oh my god, there he is. That's the guy's in like every John Carpenter movie.
Yeah. And the original mayor of
homeless man.
Yeah.
And the original what?
He was the mayor in 1965.
1965, the Biff Towers.
So, I mean, it goes without saying, he was 100% designed after Donald Trump.
Oh my god, yes, like clearly.
Like that was what's hilarious is that this probably was the most accurate version of the future that they told, which was what Trump could be like. Like, it's almost like the only thing
looks like right now.
Oh god. Did you hear he canceled his blog because people just kept making fun of it? That was from the desk of the president or whatever it was, and he kept
still
like
the president, baby.
Yeah, and so people just kept making fun of him, and nobody was reading the blog like seriously. So he like shut it down, and then started like saying like at Mar-a-Lago that he expects to be reinstated as president by August. He's he's just desperate for attention, like the saddest way.
Yeah, he's gonna go for 2024. I'm like, yeah, right, buddy. You were broke when this thing ended. Broke.
Yeah. The
nobody's gonna touch him with a fucking 10-foot clown pole. Somebody went by me. Oh, the boat just moved. Somebody went by me in Leamington in a truck, and on the back it had a big sticker that said Trump 20. Oh, there you go. There's the third movie.
Yeah, that was their little, because they did shoot these at the same time, so like that was easy for them to do. Anyways, what were you saying?
So, I got in the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
They had on sale like these Glock BB guns, but dude, like you could rob a fucking bank with this thing.
Oh, really?
There's no orange tip. It like the clip goes in, you pull back, you know, like I got two of them coming.
The lack of the orange tip terrifies me. Like that's the kind. That's the thing.
Too, that's why I got it.
You're gonna have guns drawn on you at some point.
Oh yeah, you'll see. I'll be on the news for way more than what I've been on there before.
Yes.
I'm bumping up my game. I'm not just the guy lurking around the neighborhood anymore, creeping out the dogs.
Yeah.
I've got a BB gun.
I'm gonna be wearing a mask in a bank for a different reason.
Oh my god.
Billy Zane, ladies and gentlemen.
You know why he just freaked out? Because he remembered when he made it with his own mom in the last movie.
Yeah, exactly. What's great is Biff always seems to have completely different sets of friends. Like, he must be like the worst friend in the world.
Of course he's Biff.
Yeah.
Older
I'm making the mistake of Griff having different friends. But I would have let that slide. If it was Billy Zane and all the same people again, that would have been funny to me.
I think what's amazing is how awesome Billy Zane looks in the cowboy hat.
Billy Zane looks awesome in everything. Even like in
Oh
Community.
my god.
In Community,
Look at
he
these,
had like a
holy
gut and a
jeez.
bald head. Yeah, that's
Leah Thompson, there she is.
it looks to me that they put like a dickie on her. Like, it looks like from the neck all the way down is fake.
Oh, it totally is.
Oh, that's all terrifying.
I'm serious, she's like forced to marry I think they turned off the goddamn air conditioning in here.
Yeah. I turned it off in here.
Fuckers. Here, can you hear this? Wait.
No, I can't hear anything.
Can you hear that?
No. I
Can you hear me still?
you. I just hear you say, "Can you hear that?"
What about this?
I heard that.
What about that?
Yeah. No, I can't hear the fan though. You're fine.
She probably has so much expensive things to throw at him.
Oh, I know. She probably buys like shipments of things just to throw at him.
Oh my god, look at this place. The only thing, if this was Bill Clinton, if this was fucking Trump's, it would just be Diet Coke everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, is this how really anybody would want to have a woman? Like, really, like, you're going to be like on your deathbed and be like, yeah, wow, my wife surely loved me.
It's kind of how I got into my situation. So, I mean, like, so far it's playing
Only
okay.
reversed.
Yeah.
Shotgun wedding.
Yeah, she pushes me around a lot. And
yeah, she's like, you're going to marry me. I'm going to have your baby. And you're like, I don't know. And it was a BB gun. You found out, instead of you're not the father, you found out that at your shotgun wedding, it was a BB gun and you could have ran at any time.
Yes.
That's the new...
yeah. You mean it could have just...
not a real gun.
Yeah. You mean I could have left right away? Would that there was a time machine that I could go back? So just an interesting thing. So I want to go back to the Jaws 19 for a minute. So I guess in October 21st, 2015, they did a fake teaser for Jaws 19. And so this is how it went. So Jaws made you afraid to go to the water. Jaws 2 made you afraid to go back into the water. Jaws 3D was a new dimension in terror. Jaws the Revenge was personal. Jaws 5 was just business. Jaws 6 was pure pleasure. Jaws 7 was cyber Jaws. Jaws 8 was robo Jaws. Jaws 9 featured Chief Brody's grandson assembling a super team of shark hunters. Jaws 10 was man versus shark versus the terrors of the deep. Jaws 11 took place in outer space. Jaws 12 was a prequel. Jaws 13 was...
They always do that. I like that.
Yeah. Jaws 13 was Jaws 12 Part 2, the sequel to the prequel. Jaws 14 had Jaws starting a family. Jaws 15, Jaws battled a Russian shark named Ivan Sharkovsky.
Okay, so wait. So now obviously it's flipped and Jaws is now the good guy.
Yeah. I guess it goes back and forth like
the robo shark, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Jaws 16, Jaws took a bite out of the Big Apple. Jaws 17, 50 scales of gray. And Jaws learns about love from a mysterious stranger. And then Jaws 18 was the mind-blowing reboot. And then finally, Jaws 19, the oceans are disappearing, and to save their home, the sharks must attack. And this time it's really, really personal. God bless somebody for wasting that amount of time on nothing.
I like that.
I know.
Where'd you find that?
It was just a part of my research. It was just some... There was
When are you
apparently
gonna come out with our shirt that has Charles Bronson on it, and on the back it says "Next time it's personal"?
Oh yeah. No, that's happening. I have it written down. I have like this. You have to do this stuff things, and it was our negative review of our Indiana Jones episode on YouTube, and the next time it's personal are the only two shirts that are there right now. They're like, you got to do this.
Oh my lord!
During this
Is that
version
his
of the
dad,
future,
or
yeah, that was his dad. His dad gets murdered in this version. Anyways, though, so the girl, Wendy Jo Sperber, who played her sister in the first movie, was supposed to be in this movie, appearing as a hooker in this version of the future, just to see how much more, like, you know, much more down in the dumps everything got. See, it was like
it's not him.
Yeah,
In that picture,
I thought it was him in that picture. I
that
thought
was
they
not
just
Crispin Glover. I don't think.
Oh, I thought he just took a photo from the
Old movie. Maybe it was, but
Yeah.
it didn't look like him to me.
no. He was aged up a bit.
Are we? Yeah, we're in the future now, and this is Doc's
Yeah.
old shop.
Yeah. Which looks very similar, actually. You know what? I think that this is exactly the same shop that they use in part 3, only they take away all the technology.
Yeah, they just make it a barn.
Yeah. But like I'm pretty sure like the wood the
Oh, here we
columns and stuff
go.
like that are all the same. So here's basically how he
Yeah.
describes all the rules
I
of
think it
this
is
movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. So they also believe in the
Wow.
multiple timeline thing. So really,
shit.
the Avengers talking shit about this movie is kind of funny because they basically did the same thing.
Yes, they totally did.
They
And what's his name even says? He's like, "You're telling me the Back in the Future was totally lied," or whatever he says.
or he said that it was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carl
I
Sagan.
don't understand why they wouldn't at all times go back in time now. Now that
I
they
know,
can
right?
go back in time, when they solve all their problems with time travel,
Yeah.
they're gonna say
Yeah.
something like, "Oh, we only got one thing. Once Stark died, it died with him." Like,
Yeah, I know, right?
that's the one thing that
Well,
really pissed
in
me
fairness,
off.
they're out of
was the
Pym
time
particles.
travel. I'm like, oh my god, they invented time travel. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. Well,
But I'm sure they do in the comics too.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I'll give to that though, at the very least, was he basically finished inventing time travel. It's like all the pieces were kind of put in front of him, and then he just figured out how to put them together.
Ant-Man figured out time travel.
Yeah. Well, Ant-Man figured out the theory because he didn't say, "Oh, I figured out how to do this." He was just there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this happened while I was there," and then everyone's like, "Oh, that's time travel."
Boom, bam. Suddenly
Boom,
you're
bam.
making a can of Chef Boyardee, and boom, you've just discovered time travel.
Yeah. Well, you know how you actually do travel in time? You put a can of Chef Boyardee in the microwave, full can, sealed.
Mhm.
And then you set the timer to 88. That's why the 88 miles an hour in
Gigawatts.
this. Yeah. Yeah, you do need a powerful.
My
you need like a
microwave does
Panasonic.
have a gigawatts
Yes.
function.
I want to make
Party.
I want them to just make another short of this, and then just in the background just deuce gigawatt male gigolo.
Oh my god, committed.
I
Crack.
feel
This is
like
the only reason he's doing this, because he doesn't want to go into the insane asylum.
legit was gonna say the exact same thing. I'm like,
So
the
he
only
killed
reason
his
he's-
father. He
Yeah.
killed his Marty's dad to bring him into the. Oh my god! Imagine that was the whole thing. Doc fucking went evil,
What?
and Marty has to then get into another, because they've been traveling back through times, and then he gets into another time machine and travels after an insane Doc through time.
What a great idea. Legitimately a great idea. I am so on board for that. We need to travel back in time and tell Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis to make that happen. So here's a little bit
Yep.
more foreshadowing for part 3. It's really interesting actually, because like this is one of I don't really know of any. Look how much Scott Eastwood look at like current pictures of Scott Eastwood, looks exactly like his dad from this era.
Oh my God, yes.
Holy
When I was watching Pacific Rim 2,
yes,
even Rimier,
I was just watching that the other day.
He looks just like him.
Yeah. I was just like,
my
it's
God,
the eyebrow like the squint, like the whole deal. He's just like,
as if these two like prostitutes would be all shy because another man just walked into the room while they're naked in the hot tub with their pimp.
well, he is underage. They're, you know, they don't want to. I feel like here prostitution has been legalized. Like he's like bribed everybody into like legalizing the stuff, and he's like running their business. So they're, you know, they're trying to stay above board.
I'm totally gonna write that Back to the Future. It's gonna be a because of the skewed timeline. It'll be another. It'll be Back to the Future 2 again.
Yeah. We should just play the Doc and Marty and just say that time travel has warped our bodies and this is what we look like now. Why do we look
Michael I say it all the time. I think Michael J. Fox would still be in movies. He'd still be a big deal right now if he didn't get Parkinson's.
Absolutely he would. Absolutely he would. He still appears in things from time to time anyways.
Yeah. Everything's
I love
like
this story.
snake skin and
Now here's the question. If an older version of you came back from the future, like, you know, given the fact that it's an elderly fellow version of you, would you recognize, like, would any part of you recognize yourself, or would you just, like, that's so impossible that you just blow it off? You're like, oh,
you wouldn't,
you wouldn't even think about it.
I don't know. It's who knows, right? Like, what's her name? She passed out like they predicted.
Yeah. So there was an original draft of the script, actually. It had Doc and Marty traveling to 1967 instead of 1955. And they were chasing Biff down that way. I guess he was traveling a different path. He encounters his mother, and then he accidentally prevents her from going on like a vacation with his father, which is where he was conceived.
No shit.
So like he has to like fix that. So it basically, it would have been a little bit closer to what we experienced in the first movie, only it would have just taken place over a different, we would have got to experience another new timeline.
Yeah, like as if Biff wouldn't recognize that was his old self, right? Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. But again, that's why I brought the question. I was like, because like, you know, you living in a world where like, well, time travel's impossible, so like it's not even occurring to you. We're like, this might be a future version of me. Although I do like this. I do like this awesome warning that he gave him.
A wild scientist or a kid?
Yeah. Never thought it would be.
Oh fuck.
He's really good.
Yeah,
like,
no mercy, Biff.
Yeah, 1985 Biff. He's really good in that role. Like I liked him in 1955 Biff, but like this version of Biff is really good.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is the best Biff.
Yeah. Whew.
He's do love right as like the old gunslinger in the other one too. But yeah, this is my favorite Biff. Ruthless Biff.
Yeah.
Well, I just his own son-in-law.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a dark, like it's really the darkest of the movies in terms of that, right? Like where it's like he murdered his father to like forced his mother to marry him. I'm still confused by these. Like this is like MC Escher stairs.
Yeah, like what the hell? Like
these stairs were featured in Labyrinth. Like it's just like
what in the shit?
Yeah. But yeah, like, you know, like some really dark shit happens in this movie. Like the other ones are more like adventures.
If you have a trilogy, the second one's got to be the dark one.
Yeah. That's why the second Batman was called The Dark Knight.
That's right.
I think.
The what's it called? I guess they're starting well, it'll be in process when this comes out, but they're starting filming Indiana Jones next week.
Yes, I saw that. And who was in it? They announced a couple of pretty cool people. The girl from Fleabag.
Mads Mikkelsen's probably the bad guy.
Yeah, well, no, he's not capable of being a good guy.
Yeah. He plays Indy, actually. It's a total twist.
I'd be all over that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I still think about that. Like they keep talking about like if you had to recast the movie, like who would be in it? I'm like, I haven't the foggiest idea. Like probably Tom Holland, but
Fuck you.
I know. No, I don't know. Like, but Scott Eastwood was somebody I thought about, but I'm like, he has no charisma.
Dude, I was gonna say that too when I talked about the Pacific Rising. I just didn't. I was like, yeah, I won't slam the guy, but he's got no acting ability at all. He's so bad.
No, and it's just like, but like, there's just no personality. It's like his dad, realistically. The only difference is the movies his dad was in that made him famous required that.
Yes. Like they wrote the part for him specifically, and it was like perfect.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he's in the, what was it? The most recent of the Fast and Furious movies. He was in that. And I get like, I like it was probably appropriate for that role because it's kind of like the stiff whatever. And so that works, but it's just like, ugh, it would just be so cringy if he was to be somebody like Indy or something like that.
Oh Lord.
I don't know. Let's just make it all Alden Ehrenreich again. He's just gonna be Harrison Ford in all movies where they recast Harrison Ford from now on.
I have a feeling the next one's gonna have alien. The next Indy's gonna do something with aliens again because it said that it's gonna take place during the 1960s space race.
Oh, then yeah, that's actually really cool.
I think it is too.
Well, and it's nice that they're advancing time more and more because it's like, are you going to buy into like more of the like the nukes and World War era?
Or like all the Avengers take place in the same time period. It's like, how many fucking Avengers does this guy have? He's aging terribly this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way I see it, if you look at Obama during his like first 4 years of presidency, like the beginning versus 4 years, he aged so much in that time. I'm like, yeah, I could buy it.
I could get, oh, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe just something from the Ark of the Covenant just seeped through and he's slowly melting away. So it's like, it's happening. So it just means it looks like he's aging at a more advanced rate.
Hey, I missed, is Loki out?
No, it's not yet. It comes out on well, by the time this episode comes out, it will be out. But
how's MODOK? Have you been watching MODOK?
I haven't seen it yet. I've been working, and it's I'm planning on watching it this next week when I got some time. There's only a couple.
Yeah, I'll also watch it next week too. I forgot all the shit came out.
Yeah, it's supposed. Oh, I read a very bad review for it, but then I've heard a lot of good things, so I don't know. I'll give it a shot. Give it a fair shake.
Yeah, what the hell, right? I don't read reviews anymore because they're all fucking like, I love you, Zack Snyder. When are you coming out with your next movie?
Where's the Snyder cut of MODOK? Oh, this is actually brilliant.
That is a very good idea.
Yeah.
The Money Man. This is what the Money Man should have.
Now, how far back? In the boat? Sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I was going to say, how far back, like, because you know how you can obviously use older bills and stuff like that now, but how far back in those bills could you use? Like, could you use one of those $1864 that doesn't look like a dollar?
Well, no, you could bring it to a thing and you make mad cash off it.
Yeah, I suppose so, eh?
Yeah, man, one of these friggin', like, and it was the Money Man. Yeah. He would know. This dude that works on the boat, he's like he's a coin appraiser.
Yeah, you told me about him before. Yeah.
And he lives totally like a hermit hobo, and he is richer than any of us.
I love that stuff, man. There was a guy I follow on YouTube, and one of the big things he talks about, like he talks about his finances a lot, just to kind of like let you in on like the business of streaming and content creation and stuff like that. And he created a like a royalty-free music thing, and he gives away, it's all free, you don't pay for it, but because he gets the streams from Spotify and all that, he makes like I can't remember how much he said. I think he makes like $17,000 a month just off that.
Holy shit.
So, and it's just like he got all these songs produced and he just puts them all on Spotify, and then because when people stream, they're streaming for hours. So they just have that playing in the background, and each one of those plays counts. And when you think of every streamer doing something similar, and he's only caught like 1% of there's Charles Fleischer from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There he goes. We didn't get a good look at his face there. Yeah, the mechanic. But yeah, Yeah, so he was talking about that, but he's like, still, he lived in like this rented like townhouse this whole time. He was like building his dream home at the same time, but he was living in this smaller place. He's like, because I didn't need anything bigger. And he's like, I could have. I was like, oh man, I wish I was better with my money in my youth.
Well, this was, like this guy too could definitely buy a gigantic dream house and more.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't. He doesn't care. He just lives like he wants to live, man.
Nice.
They go Biff in the scene before just whips the kid's ball onto the roof like a total asshole. They're like, what a fucking dickhead.
I think our version. So here's some flirting that age as well.
He's looking up her skirt and everything. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
It's like you could put your penis like 48% into a person before it was counted as rape in this time.
And even then she was wearing a dress, so she was sort of asking for it.
Yeah, so technically they're married instead. Fuck.
Fuck George McFly.
Yeah. I love this though. This is just a twisted thing because he legitimately loves her. Like, because he even
just
says
doesn't know how to.
He's just a monster is the problem.
Yeah.
See, like even here, like he's you and me. He's not even talking about like I'm gonna score with you. He's like, you're gonna be my wife.
It's meant to be.
You know, it's not some kind of like conquer the girl or something like that. He's like, I'm going to boink you. This is probably the most you could tell. It's a split screen.
Yeah. Still pretty good though.
It's good, but like they're just lit so differently.
Yeah.
I think that his makeup has to do with it though, because he's paler in that version, right?
I'm sure he doesn't see like that as you as an old man. But it is Biff we're talking about, right? So he's pretty dumb.
Yeah. But again, I think that there's just like the fact that there's no possibility that this could even happen to me is what like is the telling thing.
Is he throwing up or something?
No, he was just nobody wears seatbelts, so he was appraising the damage while still moving.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So
fucking A.
The movie cost $40 million to make, which again in like 1980s was a pretty big deal. This would have been one of the highest budget movies of the year for sure. It made $332 million worldwide, which is again gigantic numbers. It debuted number 1. It was against Harlem Nights, Little Mermaid, Look Who's Talking, Steel Magnolias, among other ones that were less.
It beat The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, well, it had been out for a while.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. It stayed number 1 in week 2. That's the week that Christmas Vacation was released. And Christmas Vacation debuted at number 2. It went down to number 3 the following week when War of the Roses came out, but it beat other newcomer She-Devil.
She-Devil.
Yeah. And then
how could anything beat a movie starring Ed Begley Jr. and Roseanne?
Exactly. And then
what the fuck?
And then it stayed number 3 the following week. It stayed ahead of The Wizard, which came out, and Family Business, and Were No Angels, and Blaze, which I can't remember what that was. And then
say again?
What was it, Blaze?
Is that the title of a movie?
Yeah. So those were the movies, like the new movies that it beat that following week. So it was The Wizard, Family Business, We're No Angels, and Blaze. And I was like, I do not recognize Blaze. I recognize all the other ones. We've done one of those.
What the fuck is Blaze?
I have no idea. But what was interesting, and this is again a thing that could only happen back in the 80s, it went back after that much time, it went back to number 1 Christmas long weekend, stayed number 1 for New Year's long weekend, and then dropped down the list and then went back up to number 1 the weekend of Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Because it's a movie for lovers.
Ladies to see it.
Yeah. I like that it's really being rough with that book. He's like folding it up and forcing it in his pocket. You wouldn't want to rip a single page. Like that thing would be like sealed in like an envelope type thing.
Oh yeah, every page would be like laminated, like friggin'.
And then I would have it like
they don't really know.
Yeah, then I would have all the information also written on my walls in case somebody stole the almanac, and then I would have it like tattooed on, but like it would be everywhere. There's no losing it.
In 80, in 85, can you make copies? Did they have copy machines?
I'm sure they had it. Yeah, they had the dot matrix. Oh no, that was for the 2015 where they had dot matrix printers. But yeah, there had to have been some cheap ass.
But yeah, exactly. If I had to write it out, I'd fucking even write it out like Jesus, right? Like,
yeah, I'd like print it in cuneiform. But so yeah, so the movie, it was the third highest grossing movie of the year behind Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade and Batman. It was a great year.
Awesome. What a triple whammy.
Mm-hmm. We still got to do, it's another sequel because we were talking about doing sequels and stuff. We still got to do Temple of Doom.
Oh fuck yeah!
Well, we did the first Indiana Jones so long ago. Like that was the beginning of our second season. We did that.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! I'd love to watch the Temple. I love the Last Crusade too, man. That movie kicks ass. I
would say Temple of Doom is, well, of the trilogy, is my least favorite. But I like it. Like it's still
like
good.
My favorite. That's funny. I love Temple of Doom.
Yeah. So like Temple of Doom to me is the most cartoony of the, like, it is
absolutely.
Yeah, but like, so I think that's really the that's really the thing. Oh my god, that blackface lawn jockey just like made me feel triggered.
And what's her name kills me in part 2 though. What's her name? Kate Capshaw. I was like, Indy. Like, oh my fuck, like
that was a lot. Short Round was the only savior. Somebody was.
Oh my god, Short Round was the man.
Somebody was pitching, like, in this new one, that Simu Liu, who's playing Shang-Chi, should play Short Round.
That would be cool if Short Round took over for Indy. And now with this whole, like, you can't cast white people anymore because they're evil. Let's get that guy as Indy.
Well, as soon as they stop being evil, I'm on board. Actually, somebody did make that exact pitch, though, and I really like that idea.
That's fucking awesome. I dig it totally.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you find out that
John McClane should have teamed up with Urkel's dad.
Yeah. Well, if Shia LaBeouf was more of a fun person, that might have worked out.
Oh, I didn't want him to be. Oh god, I think he's done.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a little nuts. So they've
given him a lot of chance. Well, no, they said that he was like torturing what's her name.
Yeah. I would describe that as a little nuts.
What the fuck was her name? What the hell was that chick's name? Not Aquafina or something like.
Oh yeah. I love Aquafina.
Is that a water thing?
It's both, but yes. Shit's spelt differently.
Oh yeah. Ever since he dissed like Spielberg, I was like, "Fuck you, Shia." He was such a good actor, though. It's such a shame that like he's all fucked up.
So what's interesting is if you watch the first movie. When he's here, you'll actually see in the scene a man with that hat and trench coat, like kind of off to the side. But it was the
other one.
Yeah, but it was completely unintentional. It just ended up like somebody just saw that and they were like, "Oh man, I wish that was on purpose."
Well, it is now.
Yeah. See, to me, yeah.
Doesn't even look at him.
Yeah, how self-centered is Doc Brown to not even look at the person he's talking to? So obviously the one's obviously avoiding him, but then he's just like, is he that focused? And even that brief glimpse he just got of him, he should have been able to tell that it was him. He's pretty distinct looking.
He's in the zone, man.
Yeah, I gotta focus. The stakes are too high. Like even the hair.
So wait a second. Well, Doc just helped Doc, but how come Biff can't help Biff?
Well, it's because I think the difference being the help that he gives him changes a lot more than hey, just do this one thing. It's like he's, by becoming the richest person in town, if not the country, and being corrupt and all that stuff, he changed the entire landscape of their world, plus murdered his father.
Right.
Unless we go with your timeline thing, which I'm more down with.
So now this is the second time he's gone back in time to go to the prom.
Yeah.
Right?
This is still one of my favorite versions of this that I've ever seen. So you're now intertwining stuff from the first movie with this movie. and it has to line up so perfectly. So like the events are all happening, and then you're seeing like everything from another angle because he's elsewhere. And I thought it was genius.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and it's so hard to
spiking the punch.
Yeah,
Looking at dirty magazines. Ooh la la.
Is that the dirtiest magazine?
That's the dirtiest one you could get, baby.
I think I saw an upper
everywhere.
thigh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's little 3D glasses. He's cool.
I love that.
Is it Billy Zane in them in this one?
I don't remember. Yeah, it is. He's got kind of the greaser or Superman haircut.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, where else? Like, where would you have them go in time? Like, what other storylines could you like make up using history and stuff like that?
You could make tons, man.
I know. I'm just trying to think of the ones that would be the most interesting. Like, go back to like I don't see a purpose for them to go back like prehistoric to like.
Well, you go even further into the future, like. And it doesn't always have to be like if it was a show or whatever, they wouldn't have to always be like it's always Biff. You know what I mean? Like.
I would almost like the show, like, you know how things like The Walking Dead and that, they usually center out around one thing for like a whole season, like they're in the prison or whatever. I would like to do that where they have to travel and then it's like it's centered around one goal for the whole season, but you can like dip in and out of times. So it's like, oh yeah, we have to be in this time, but now I got to travel to this time to like sort this out and then go back and then.
A time cop.
Yeah.
Probably played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Comes from somewhere in the future to arrest Doc for his time crimes. And
you know what would be
that's one right there.
Yeah. Let's do.
And then he gets arrested, and then Marty McFly has to break him out of like a super prison in the future.
Yeah. Let's do Minority Report plus Time Cop. So they tell you about a murder that's coming in the future, but then you still go back in time, so you have that much more time
to lead up to the murder.
To get to the murder. So, because they're always in such a rush to figure it out, right? They're like, oh god, and he's like scrolling through everything. He's like, where are they? What's going on? Is like, just go back, you get like the files and you just copy it, then you travel back in time and go back like 5 years, and then come back when you've solved it, and you're like, okay, here's where, and then you just go to where they are. And so,
oh my god,
I think that's way better because you could still like even like Minority Report was very like on the edge at all times. Like that first crime you see them solve, like basically he was like a moment away from killing the person.
What about totally separate idea?
Let's hear it.
But it's a police force that goes back in time, to prevent the crimes of the people that were wrongfully imprisoned or wrongfully like executed.
Ooh. I'm on board with that. That would actually be cool. Like, even if it was just something that they dealt with from time to time. Law and Order, Time Cops.
Time Cops, yeah.
In the criminal justice system, you have regular police, and then you have time police. Gong, gong.
Pew, pew. It'll be like a different...
it's a pew-pew instead of a clunk, clunk.
Yeah.
I am very, very much on board with this whole idea. Your time travel entertainment ideas are like blowing my mind.
Yeah, so he doesn't notice that this is like the sports of now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right, like there's future games there.
Yeah. What kills me is like you never get the opportunity to see Strickland like be anything but what like he is on the surface. I would love for like a scene in his office for him to be doing something way out of character for everywhere else.
Like he's playing with little dolls or something, right?
He's just getting way into that magazine or anything with his legs.
I love how he forgets that he left the door open. And then it closes because he's been drinking whiskey all goddamn night. And then he's like, oh, he thinks that somebody like, although he does have like kind of like the vibe like somebody's in the room.
Yeah. Let's I think you would know that you crashed into a hand.
He's too busy drinking thinking about these rotten kids.
I know.
These goddamn kids.
For all his stress and drinking, he really aged well over the 30 years though, because all that happened is that he lost his hair, and I feel like he just like straight edge razor shaved it off.
Oh my god,
I've
just
had
right in the trash.
Yeah, I've had it with my hairline. It's a slacker.
It's a slack. Stop slacking and get there, bald already.
I know.
Oh no.
What if he just decided that this was good enough? He's just like, you know what? I'm cool with this, and he just like lays back, and he's the right age.
He's like forgetting about the prom.
Hey, get your damn hands off her. That's one of my favorite lines.
Get your damn hands off her.
Get your damn hands off her, man. He reminds me very much of dude from There's Something About Mary. I love her, man. Lee something. I can't remember his last name.
That's the British guy?
Yeah.
And he was in like the wheel. No, he's like walking in the crutches or whatever to impress her. Yeah.
It's another British man stealing American accent jobs.
He was also the co-star of Mousetrap with Nathan Lane.
Yes. That guy, that still blows me away, because that's a big thing in the UK, is you'll hear about these comedians and you're like, I've never heard of this person in my life, and it's like, oh, they just sold out like 8 straight shows at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah,
like 180,000 people came to watch this guy 8 nights in a row, and you're like, it's like he made like $1 billion this weekend, and you're like, oh my god, like how do we not know who this person is? And he's one of those dudes where I'm like, I'd never heard of him, but I'd seen him in a couple of things, but I didn't know his name or anything. And they're like, yeah, no, he's one of the biggest comics in England, and he just did Wembley. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, because they don't get him over in the States. They're like, what's he even talking about? I can't even understand him. This British accent, what?
Well, and that's what's so funny about like John Oliver too. He left the UK because nobody there was down with him as a comedian, and then he became very popular here.
Yeah, but he was on the Daily Show, right?
Yeah, he was on the Daily Show, and then he was also on Community, but that's neither here nor there. But he was on the Daily Show, and then he guest hosted for Jon Stewart while he was directing that movie. And then I made the call then. I'm like, I think I even wrote it somewhere where I was like, if you like directly to the Daily Show, if you don't offer him the promise that he's going to be Jon Stewart's replacement, he's going to leave. And then sure enough, that like Jon Stewart comes back and everything seems like it's back to normal. Like about 6 months passes by, and then Jon Stewart leaves to do the Last Week Tonight, and then like a month later, Jon Stewart announces he's leaving.
Right.
So, and I'm like, see, you could have had him still, but now like he's gone on to win, like he's beaten the Daily Show for like the Emmy like every year, and he's gotten like the Peabody Awards and Pulitzer Prizes, like all sorts of shit. They've won all the awards for that show.
For Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah. They just did a brilliant thing, actually. They were talking about like the advertised things on the news where it looks like it's news being delivered, like they're talking to an expert, but it's really like some paid advertisement thing. So they actually put together, like they created a product that was supposed to like be like a medical thing. And then they hired an actress to be the spokesperson for it and stuff. And they got her on like 3 or 4 local news shows and talked about, and it was literally just a blanket, but she claimed that the blanket actually like increased the sexual health of women and stuff like that. And they just were like, wow, this is so fascinating. She got on 3 different shows, and then like, so now all the local places had to shut all that down. And like, we have to like now vet the entire situation.
That's fucking awesome.
Like those guys do so much shit like that. It's so good. They bought a bunch because they were talking about how ridiculous it is to be able to like buy debt from people, like from like creditors and stuff like that, and then you just own all these people's debt and you can collect on it. So they bought a bunch of it's a thing that happens all the time. Like you think that like you're getting a call from like a credit card company, but it's really like the third company who bought your debt. from the company, and
It's just like some guy uptown is like, "Yo, you owe me now, motherfucker."
Pretty much, and there's almost no rules as far as like what they can do or like what they can and can't do, stuff like that. So they bought a ton of medical debt, and then they just forgave it all. It was actually they said it was technically the biggest TV giveaway of all time, because it was like I think they said it was like, it ended up being like, it didn't cost them nearly as much, but it was like $20 million worth of medical debt.
No way that they just absolved for people.
Then they just basically they sent it all to some company whose entire thing is just getting rid of people's debt like that. So I was like, it was genius. It was, imagine waking up the next day. Imagine you didn't watch that show, like you just weren't. And then you're just like, Oliver, hey,
I'm John Oliver. We just paid off your debt. And be like, oh my god, man.
Yeah.
And then it comes out that it was only white people.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That would be
John
dark.
Oliver's the white guy, right?
He is white. Yeah, he's not the guy who took over.
I'm thinking the other dude. I'm picturing Trevor
Noah, yeah.
Yeah, fuck, you were talking about John Oliver, and the whole time I'm thinking it's the other guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a cool thing to do. I love when people do that, like when that whole with the GameStop thing, when like the little guy fucks over the big guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like fucking A. Even if it's something little like that, it's like fuck you.
Yeah. Like what else was there that they did? They started a church just to show that they could. They do a lot of stuff like that.
Oh my god, like the church, like, oh my god, they got more people than the church. I wonder how Scientology's doing these days.
I'm sure it's doing great. They have an online version.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah. Oh, how, like would that not have given them like severe concussions?
Oh, probably. But remember who did it in the first one?
What do you mean? Who did what?
Because all the sandbags did fall on them in the first one, so now they're saying that it was him.
Yeah.
Up there. Wow. Yeah.
It's just you did. I don't think you saw before, and.
No, you didn't. You didn't. So in this one, you're like, oh, he did it. Like,
yeah. I love that stuff, man. Like, it's so cool to just have like. It's almost like, what was it? What's her face? Nancy Myers or whatever wrote. I may be getting the name wrong. The girl who wrote the Twilight movies or the books. But anyways, she came out and wrote like another version that was like from the other point of view, which, I mean, bad example because I don't want to hear anything about that, but it's fun to see like the other side of what's going on, like of what happened in a story.
Oh my god, you already got your ass kicked by a wimp today, man. You don't need double whammy there, bud.
You're a chicken.
Oh, fuck.
What if he actually, like, physically, he has, like, something, like, mentally wrong with him, that he thinks that people are calling him, like, a physical, actual chicken? He's like, I'm a human being. I do not have feathers. And he just gets so mad. People keep trying to trick me into thinking I'm a chicken.
Oh, my God. There you go, Biff. He's like, what the fuck? 2 McFlys? Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Again, something that should mentally destroy him.
He's all right. He's so dumb, it doesn't even matter. Yeah. Like, remember that cartoon? I don't know which other one. It was like Conan or whatever. They're like, he's too stupid to feel pain. And he's like the big, dumb, good guy. And they're like, the bad guys are shooting at him. And he's like, bleh.
Like the poor ogres in, not ogres, trolls in Lord of the Rings.
Those poor bastards.
They're just innocents in this.
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, no.
You mean from The Hobbit?
Well, no, but I was talking the first Lord of the Rings too. The cave troll.
Oh yeah, like I was just hanging, man. What the fuck, right? You came into his house and jangled everything. Fucking woke him up.
Well, it's the goblins and the orcs were like enslaving him.
Yeah, I mean the guys that have to push the wheels and open the gates, and
life's hard.
They need a union, bro.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be maybe that's what's in the Similarian or whatever it's called. Is when it's all about it's all about like the business affairs of, which makes it like a prequel to Onward, starring Tom Holland.
and Chris Pratt. It was all right. It was a pretty good movie.
I was
saw it. Did
into
you see
that
it?
one. Yeah, I saw it. It
Yeah,
was
I
great.
dug it. Yeah, that was pretty good too.
I think the only thing that hurt it was the fact that it didn't get to go to theaters, so it didn't feel like it was as big a deal.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Because like it would have made the same money as all the Pixars
absolutely,
and
it
stuff like
would've.
that, right?
There's no Soul.
Yeah, it was really
Soul
good.
was way better.
Soul was outstanding.
Soul
needs
was
to win.
Soul was one of the best. But that sucks that didn't go to the theater either.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw that one in a rush though. We got that one the second it came out and that was one of the ones you had to like pay for, like the extra. Or maybe it wasn't.
I wonder if Amazon's going to do that with Bond.
I don't. That's a great question,
Come out
actually.
at theaters and at the same, because Barbara Broccoli said that Bond will still go to theaters.
Yeah.
I wonder if Amazon will come out with it like, I'm not paying no $34.99 to see like Maya and the Red Dragon or whatever. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, the price, like
$34.99 to see James Bond either. Fuck that.
I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to base it on like, oh, you're taking a family to go to the movies and stuff like that. But it's like that's not always the case.
I don't have a family, okay? No one loves me. I don't deserve to pay $34.99.
I love you. I just can't like stand to be in the same room as you. Hence me.
I know that's why we have to do it like this now.
Yeah, and I feel like it would be unfair to you to share the screen for that movie. Like I'd have to pay more than half.
Yeah, what the fuck? Well, no, only if you're like your family was watching too, right? Then you have to pay way.
Yeah, we break it down to how many people and how much it is per person.
Exactly. It's like splitting a pizza at a party, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna get 4 slices. This is what you put in. It's gonna be
Yeah, we did
you
that.
got 5 people over there watching. I've got 1.
We did that movie night thing with people when you were allowed to gather still. And so we got together with another family to watch, I think it was Mulan. And it was like, we'll pay for the movie and they'll pay for snacks. But then they got all snacks that I don't like.
They did it on purpose.
Probably. It was
Is
such
this the Roger Rabbit tunnel?
It probably is the Roger Rabbit tunnel. I have no information on that, but it probably
Are you sure
is.
we haven't watched this movie, or did I just watch it recently on something?
You may have, but I had the same feeling. So I went through our lists and through all our episodes a couple of times just to make sure.
And we didn't watch it.
No, we didn't watch it. Yeah,
we're
I was
gonna
like,
have like several episodes of the same movie, man, because we just can't remember what the fuck we did.
yeah. Well, and it's like, there's so many different like contexts that I watch movies, right? Like we're also like, we make a point to have like a family movie night every Friday. And like everybody takes turns picking a movie. So I spent a lot of my time introducing the kids to these movies, and they watched Bill and Ted, and they watched like a lot of stuff like that, right? So it's like I see those, and then we're doing these, and I'm like,
oh my god, go Marty, go Marty, make it to Toontown.
Yeah. Oh my god, would that not be amazing? All of a sudden, like Daffy Duck just like hits the front of the car with a mallet.
Woo 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 woo.
That is my favorite
baby.
level of craziness from Daffy Duck. Is when he's just going.
I know, he got mellowed out over the years.
Yeah, well, because like pot became legal in so many places.
Good thing they made streamers hella strong back then, or not streamers, but like those fucking flags. Every fucking time he gets shit all over him.
Do you remember the scene in Oz where the guy shits on the other guy? Imagine that was also Biff Tannen.
He shits on the other guy.
This makes it. Do you not remember that?
No.
It's
who likes manure, bud?
Beecher gets attacked by Schillinger in like the gym, but he was like ready for it. And like he ended up knocking him out and like blocked off the door so everybody could only like watch through like the cage. And he slams down the bench like on top of him, and he just squats over top of him and shits in his face. So I was like, but that would be an interesting.
Must have been awesome.
I know, hey. But wouldn't that be great if you find out that was Biff Tannen. Like Biff, he's so like destroyed mentally from all this. He ends up joining like the Aryan Brotherhood, ages to become Schilling, and changes his name to Schillinger because he's like wanted by the police. Or he just wanted a more German name because that a boy. Do the right thing. Just memorize a couple.
I know, right?
Just like scroll through and go, wow, this one was
100
100 to 1, and this one was like just not like just enough to like pay for like, you know, make sure that
lunch.
you're not in like debt.
Oh, I think it might just enough to pay for lunch.
Well, a good lunch.
Yeah, surf and turf.
Pleasure services to.
Oh, is this going to turn now? Oh,
Phew.
auto detailing. You did it. Once you know, once Biff gets like manure in the mouth,
Yeah,
then you know the movie's coming to an end.
exactly.
And I love how he says, I hate manure. Is that something you really have to say after you spit manure out of your mouth? Like, I'm pretty positive you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So do you really have to say
Wouldn't
that?
that be the-
Oh, look,
well,
you can see
especially-
the thing that the hoverboard's on.
Yeah.
Look at me show that shot again. You could see
all
like
he
the
could-
thing that was holding up the hoverboard.
I'm making the argument that he did this on purpose. So he just said mission accomplished because he's not being committed anymore. Now
That's
he
right.
disappears. He's like, mission accomplished. See you later, kid. Your use is over.
Yep, now that I'm free. Uh-oh.
A farm? What farm? You don't. Again, people saying things that are besides the obvious. You don't want to get struck by lightning. Disagree.
And it even came up the 99 there or whatever.
Yeah, but it should have been the 88.
Doc is gone forever, man.
This is a good moment and a great cameo for no reason. Wait
Hey,
for
kid. Start raining?
it. Yeah.
Hey, kid, this came for you 20 years ago. He's told to be here at this very spot.
I love it.
I mean, this guy really, like, he gave me a dime. Of course I'm here. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this
Jeez,
is
I've been waiting
100.
my whole life for this.
That would be an interesting thing, though. I kind of want to do that just to blow somebody's mind. Just go to UPS or something like that and go, it has to be delivered to this spot 40 years from now.
The guy stays at the job just to see. He's so intrigued, right? Like,
It just becomes a legend through the company, right? They're like, what's going to happen? And it's like, you go there and like, you see like there's people with cameras and stuff on it. They're like, what's going to happen?
and then nothing happens. So
nothing.
Disappointing.
That'd be
Is this
amazing.
Bruce Campbell?
No, it's not Bruce Campbell. It's better.
Is it Nothing Face?
It's
It looks
Dick
like
Tracy.
Nothing Face. It's Madonna.
It's Joe goddamn Flaherty, baby.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
I can tell right when the lightning went off.
He deserved more of a career.
I agree.
Like realistically, like what was it? Maniac Mansion and Happy Gilmore. Other than obviously SCTV, but
And he was also in Follow That Bird.
oh, I am sorry. Joe Flaherty, apologize.
I love
But
this. Like he's going to pull a gun out, right?
I know. He's like so funny. I mean, everybody in SCTV deserves everything all the time.
Oh,
but,
fuck yeah. Well, Catherine O'Hara's always gotten steady work.
yes. And Eugene Levy.
And Eugene Levy.
John Candy
And
again,
Martin
just like
Short.
Michael J. Fox would still be rolling. Martin Short has
Yeah, and
literally
Martin
been doing.
Short.
Yeah, he's been doing whatever he wanted ever since then. He's just like, fuck, I'll just, I'm gonna do some theater for a little while. Okay, I'm
And
gonna
Rick
voice.
Moranis would have been in tons of shit too, but his wife died. And like a good Canadian boy, he quit to raise his family.
I kind of wish, like, I honestly think now, like, because obviously his kids are at a point now, like, I think he's like empty nesting at this point. Like, I feel like he could come back, but I feel like he's like, it's been too long.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when you saw when they did the Bob and Doug McKenzie, he was kind of like, I don't know, it seemed like he was
Yeah.
kind of lost.
Yeah. It's too long away. Like, this is to me.
Like Dave Thomas did great, but he was kind of like,
Yeah. Like, but why wouldn't he like even take on like voice roles or something like that, eh? Because like you could do that shit even back then. You could do that shit from your home. You could set up like a little studio, and he'd never have to leave his house. The kids are at school and I could do my stuff, but
I'm sure back in the day, now it's super easy to set up your own friggin' like we're doing this thing over the damn line.
Oh yeah,
back
absolutely.
then it was like fucking would probably cost him fucking half a fortune to have that shit in his house.
Yeah, but it's half a fortune he had, right?
Well, he probably mad cash from Ghostbusters 2.
Well, like think about like almost every musician basically had like a little recording studio in their house. Like even who is it? Andy Richter has this cool thing. It's literally he's just got it set up in a room, and it's just his laptop and like a little mini recording studio, and very similar to kind of what I have here, minus the like it's just the laptop instead of my double screen situation. But yeah, he just gets all his voiceover stuff there. And then he like does it almost like a Fiverr gig. He just like records it and sends it out. And then if they've got notes, they send back and he re-records it. If not, it's done.
No shit. Oh, Conan's going to be done soon.
Yeah, the 24th.
It's over.
Yeah, I'm going to...
wonder what he's going to do next.
I don't know. I'm really hoping, though, because a lot of the shows... I'm just realizing, because I'm on a GoPro, like on my face, every time I get forward, I look like I'm Mace in a fucking Puff Daddy video. But
with the fisheye lens.
Yeah. Well, because it sort of is, right? So it's like... I'm gonna no one make up from me.
That was not Mace, but all right.
No, that's Mace is in that song.
I know, but that's not Mace singing that part.
I know, but I don't remember his
Mace rap.
I don't remember his lyrics. I barely remembered those ones.
I know, right? And then he became a Christian or a pastor or something, and he left.
Yeah.
Which was great because then everybody got shot. So, like, way to leave, Mace. Like, right time, buddy.
Oh. Maybe he had something. Oh, I'm accusing.
I'm accused.
J'accuse.
Yeah, so what the hell? Did he just come back from...
So because he's stuck in... Because he got stuck here when Doc got zapped away, he ran to go find the Doc that's still here. This was the weirdest thing I ever saw. I remember being blown away by this. Like, it was like, next time on Back to the Future.
That's so crazy, eh?
I really didn't want this. Like, I'm not the movie. I didn't want to see anything about this. I would have rather have gotten, like, because it came out, what, like 9 months later or something like that?
Yeah.
I would have rather just the trailer come out when the trailer came out.
Like, I agree. He's going to have this right at the end. It could have just said to be concluded. You're like, oh, cool, right?
It absolutely. That's all it should have done is to be concluded. Mary Steenburgen still looks good, by the way. See, like even that shows that he gets back. Like, we're getting way too much stuff.
Giving her. Yeah, they definitely
we've got
are.
Like a train heist situation. Oh, they've got a problem with the DeLorean.
Nice picture, Doc. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, he's a bit of an introvert, right? Marlene McFly.
Look at all those. The credits look like for our podcast.
I know. That's something I love. I love a small, like, look at this. This is like here's the supporting cast. Okay, we're done. 8 people. That was the cast.
Fucking right.
But I mean, they're going to obviously go through the main thing and you'll get more other, like, you know, people with little lines and stuff like that. That's where you find Elijah Wood. And introducing Elijah Wood as Kid with 2 lines.
There you go. Michael Bills and Kenny Myers did the makeup. They did a good job.
God bless him. That was actually the reason, though, that Doc did that like skin peel thing. He's like, I got the surgery. So like, because they did like in the first movie, they did very faint like eye makeup and stuff on him just to like age him up just a bit. He didn't want to have to do the makeup, or they didn't want him to have to do the makeup, whatever that scenario was. So they're like, oh, you're just going to explain in 1 sentence that we're not dealing with that shit for the next 2 movies.
Yeah, because he had like a face peel or whatever, right? That like, yeah.
Probably saved him a good chunk of change.
Right? Fuck it, yeah, we don't want to do it.
It's like,
we got a lot of makeup to worry about. We don't want to worry about like putting lines on his eyes and shit. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. I'm trying not to explain to Pepsi why we have to draw lines on an old man's face.
Man, we should be sponsored by Pepsi. What the fuck? What are we even fucking around with for? Who cares? You know how we're going out, buddy. Pepsi induced heart attack simultaneously. You know that psychic was not incorrect.
No, absolutely. It just occurred to me, I looked up my, I had put the Miscast commentary logo in the background of my shot here. And it's just occurring to me that it went to like a Samsung screensaver. So we've also been advertising Samsung this whole time.
Oh, sweet. I need a new Samsung phone because I broke mine.
Yeah. Samsung, if you're listening.
I'm using it right now. It's still good enough to do this, but my God, is the screen ever this? Holy Christ.
You know where a good place to go is? Here's another advertisement coming up. Costco has like decent Samsung phones. Like just there, and you just buy them.
I couldn't believe the price. How much is the new iPhone?
I have no idea. They're expensive.
Because I was looking before we talked, or in between there, and like I said, the most expensive Samsung one was $2,700.
Yeah.
You could buy a fucking giant TV for that much money.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that is absurd.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a weird thing because
what does the phone do? Like, will it suck me off? Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, if you think about the fact that like it is your computer if you want it to be, it is your TV if you want it to be, it is obviously a phone if anybody still does that. I don't think that's
what.
And so it's all these different things, but then and it's your camera. And all these different things, and then they have to shrink all of that technology down, but make it 1 billion times better than the last one. So I get it, but like,
no way. It doesn't cost them near that to make those fucking phones. Like, how much profit do you need to make, for Christ's sakes?
I know that I can't remember what company it was. I remember there was a time there was a phone that was like $600, and they were legitimately selling them at a loss.
Well, that's ridiculous. Why would they even make something that you sell at a loss?
Because they get the money from everything else. Like it was an Apple one, right? So now you have it. Now you're stuck with all Apple proprietary shit. So you want this, you got to buy it. So they're making all their money on the other end. It's like when,
this is the longest part of the credits here is showing all the shit that they like referenced or like.
I know.
Holy shit! I can't believe the credits were that short for a movie with that many special effects.
I know.
Holy fuck!
Well, it's because there were only 8 people in it.
We haven't even gotten past like the cast of the Marvel movie yet.
Oh God, no!
We haven't even gotten to the first scene. Extra scene.
No doubt.
Oh, here we go.
This after the credit scene is that it's been rated PG.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, that is Back to the Future 2. We did it. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. People who are on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe and all those good things if you enjoyed said commentary. If you're in podcast world and you're not seeing our beautiful faces, well, your loss, isn't it? But in the meantime, also subscribe, review, all those good things help us be seen by more people. If we get seen by like one more person each week, I know that somebody's out there doing their jobs, and I appreciate it very much.
Damn right.
You can find us at miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Twitter, I'm at miscastjoe. Todd's at miscasttodd, and we are at miscastpodcast. Instagram at miscastcommentary. And all the other good things in the world. Our Facebook page, a million ways to find us. Go to our website and you'll find everything, as I always say. Until next week, we'll let you know what we're doing the following week. You get the formula by now, I think. We'll see you then.
See ya!
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast media production.